And this is session 1 of 2 for the Gauntlet Hangouts, and we are doing Scion, but we're not doing Scion because we're doing Scion, the setting, the premise, the modern gods game, but we're using Godbound, which is kind of an OSR take on it. It's a game that I've played before, Maria's played before, Rich has played before, and that I dig. I think it's a really cool toolbox, and we're going to be playing with that. So this is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts. So just to remind everybody, I think everyone here is probably familiar with it. We're using the X card that is on the table. If we hit subject matter, description, tone, things that you're uncomfortable with, feel free to do this or to send me a note in the chat about the material that you want to move past. I may ask you to maybe to give me some parameters, and we'll so that I kind of know what we're getting around. You know, this is a thing that happens. We've done it in my Middle Earth game when people have gone off tone from Tolkien, but we've also done it with more serious things. I think it's a really important tool to have on the table. This is I don't want to say it's a gonzo game, but it's a game where you guys have a good deal of power. You are children of gods operating in the modern day. You have a problem to solve. People don't know about the gods, so you don't want to get too out there in the open. You may have to. One of the dangers is when you do that, then people who are around you who witness that can become bound to your fate inadvertently and get trapped in that loom of fate, and you may draw innocence in on that. But sometimes things need to be done. So I want this to be fun, not gory. I want to go for more action, mid-range kind of thing. Is that cool with everybody? Is there anything that's definitely off the table or on the table anyone wants to mention before we go on? Okay. So what's going to happen with tonight's session is we're going to go through some basics, and then I'm going to set you a situation. There's a problem, there is a city, and I'm just going to let you go and figure out how to solve it. Okay? It is kind of a sandbox where I'll let you fill in some of those details as we play and figure out what resources you might be able to bring to bear. So before we get to that, let me talk about the mechanics of the game. Just very briefly, if you look at your character sheet there, you'll see that you should have a base attack bonus, which is, I think, incorrect, because I think it's actually your level. So you're level 2, so your base attack bonus should actually be 2. This is the start of the problems with this automated sheet, okay? It does have all the lovely stats, though. So your base attack bonus is 2. If you're attacking melee, you're adding your strength bonus. If you're attacking attacking at range, you're using your dex bonus. Basically, that's it. You're rolling that plus a d20 and plus the target's armor class. I'll tell you what that is when it happens. And you're trying to hit a 20 or better, trying to get to there. Real simple roll. The game also has saving throws. The saving throws are hardiness, evasion, spirit, basically kind of stamina-based resistances, dexterity-based evasions, and then willpower-based things. Essentially, you're rolling against those. And then the last one I should mention that is pretty rare, well, not rare, but is used for sort of everything else, are the attribute checks. The attribute checks, when you have those, you're trying to roll over what the check number is in the check column under your attributes. And you may notice that that is, in fact, your attribute subtracted from 21 is that value. When you roll damage, when you hit, and you will hit, unless you forget those bonuses like Rich did the last time we played, then generally you'll have a damage die that you're rolling, a d6 or a d8, depending on on your weapon, and we can go to that. Or you might have a power that's doing things. And you will notice, by the way, the sun now, in Indiana sun, is now right in my face. So I'm going to apologize for the Venetian cut across. When you go to hit and you successfully hit, you roll a damage die. And then you're going to look at that damage chart that you'll see in the middle of your character sheet. Each damage die that you roll will generate, essentially a damage effect. So if you actually roll a 4 on your damage die, you're doing 1 point of damage. If you roll a 6 to 9, you're doing 2, and if you roll better, a 10 or better, you're doing 4. That may not seem a lot, but that's actually measured in hit dice. So if you imagine that each one of those points would be a normal dude or dudette getting knocked aside by your strikes. And when we get to combat, we'll stop and talk about that. You can always opt to do non-lethal damage in the game. That's always something you can do voluntarily. The other exciting thing that you have is if you're fighting foes that are your level or less, after you've done your normal action, you get to roll a fray die. It's D8 in the case of almost everyone here. And we roll that against the damage chart, and you just do that damage as splash around to anybody who is your level or below. Essentially, they're kind of unworthy foes, and you guys are awesome, so that's just what happens. Those are all of the big things that I need to talk about. And we'll come to that stuff and decide. So what I'd like to do then, having babbled, is have each of you give us a very basic overview of how you're picturing your character, what your character can do, who they are, who their divine parent is. I'm going to let everybody go around and do that, and then I want to come back and ask everybody some questions about that. So, Rich, I'm actually going to start with you. I'm going to go on my view right to left. So, Rich, can you tell us about your character?
Sure. My character's name is Romanos Dunamis. He just goes by Roman, which does piss off his parent because his parent is a Greek god of war. It's Ares, which is fine with Roman because he realizes that Ares is kind of an ass. He's not a big fan of his dad, who would race down into battles, kill people, slaughter those weaker than him. And the moment that he took a single wound, he would run crying back up to Olympus. So yeah, that's not really how he rolls. Being the son or the scion of a Greek god of war means that he's a creature of might, and he's kind of a pretty tough, not lucky like others might be, but he's a pretty tough individual. So that's Roman. You're muted.
Mouse must get moused over there. Rich, when you looked at those miracles for Roman, what was the most exciting of those gifts that you saw? What was the one that made you go, ooh? Now you're muted.
They're all pretty cool, I have to say. It is nice having the base strength score of 19, just because of my old D&D miss there. But Fists of Black Iron is probably the one. One-handed weapons do a D10 in their hands. Two-handed ones do two-handed ones or unarmed attacks made with both hands inflict 1d12. So just that's insane.
Absolutely.
Yep. And they count as magical weapons. So that's pretty crazy, I have to say.
And you saw the Arete ability that you have. You understand how that kind of works?
Talk me through it.
So basically, and this is where I need to kind of stop off and talk about effort. everyone has 3 effort. Effort is a resource that you commit to do something. If it says commit for the scene, it means you spent and commit that effort, and at the end of the scene, you get it back. If it says commit for the day, you get it back at the end of the day. If it just says commit, that means that essentially on that action, you can commit that and you'll get it back immediately afterwards. Okay. So in this case with Arid or Arite, I don't know how you say it. You commit effort for the scene, and what that'll give you is that will give you essentially a cumulative +1 to your attack bonus each round. So it's like an escalation die from 13th age that you get for yourself. So if you're having problems hitting, that is a good way to start bumping up your rolls. And you'll get that effort that you commit to that, you'll get it back at the end of the scene. Does that seem cool?
Yeah, I'll see it in practice, and it'll probably click a little easier.
It'll be fine, like he said, hoping. Okay, Michael, you have chosen Alacrity and Health, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the character that you're conceiving there.
All right, so I am playing a daughter or a descendant, I should say, of Artemis, goddess of the moon and the hunt, from the Greek pantheon. Roman, you should be particularly interested in that.
Yep.
The name of my character, I've picked the name Deanne Carragher.
Okay.
And I've envisioned her as a modern hunter, as an army sniper. I don't think obviously she won't be currently in service because she'll need to be mobile for the adventure purpose of the adventure. Visually, I've taken a picture from a real life person named what's her name again? Canessa Johnson, who is a real life army badass who currently whose current job is protecting wildlife preserves, I believe, in Africa.
Oh wow!
So if you look at, I've added a new picture to my character sheet. If you take a look, you can see a woman who is petite but very, very muscular, very fit, holding a massive sniper rifle and covered in tattoos. Shortish hair, baseball cap, and that's basically what she looks like. I'm just basically taking her image.
Awesome.
Right off the real person's image. So I figured she'll probably, let's say, unless something else comes to mind, we'll assume she has the same background that the real life Canessa Johnson has. Army sniper training, and now protects a wildlife preserve.
Awesome. So when you looked at that, what was the gifts there that made you go, okay, yeah, this is the one I want to take?
Yeah, well, I was focusing first on the deity, and since I was picking characters at the last minute, I was intent on being a descendant of a deity I was already familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the gifts, definitely, I think the first one that jumped out was faster than thought.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to get the first action in, and I see it's committing effort to see an end, so I can use it once in a fight or any other situation. And healing is always good too. Oh, and the ability to navigate vertical and overhanging surfaces seems very, very apropos for Matrix gung fu type stunts.
Yep.
So that's what brought me to the character.
Awesome. I am looking forward to seeing that. And Diane. Okay. Awesome. All right. Maria, would you tell us about your character?
Yeah, my character is called Benjamin Yang, and he is a scion of Shenong, which is the second sovereign in Chinese mythology. As far as Benjamin is, he's one of the types of people who are trying to find fun. Unlike Romanos, I think, right? Yeah, he is lucky. In fact, luck is one of his words. So And he's the playful type. He's just looking for something to do. And yeah.
And what was the element of the fire and luck choices that made you grab this one?
Luck.
Just
because
luck in general.
luck
Okay.
is so good in this game.
Yeah, is pretty awesome.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Maria, I see that the picture you've picked for Benjamin wears a mask. Is there a story behind that we know about?
Frankly, the picture I took is just from Persona 5, but I had to pick it last minute, so but yeah, when he's it's not particularly. Oh, sorry. All right, is it higher or lower? Higher.
If you can move the mic like maybe up a little bit, because right now it's right where you're. Yeah, that's good. That'll work. That should work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So the mask thing is the whole. It's just he just likes wearing it.
Okay. Playful type. So the mask is to increase his appearance of being intriguing and mysterious.
Yeah, pretty much. Just trying to fuck around with people.
Okay. Awesome. Garrett, would you please tell us about Maximon?
Yes, which you pronounce Mashimon.
Mashimon.
Yeah, but friends can call me Max if they like.
Okay.
But I don't have friends. I'm the god of, well, not the god, but the son of a god of Mashimon. And I'm also called Mashimon because Mashimon is so good that his son is walking on Earth, but otherwise it's just as cool as his father. It's a clone. I'm a wooden figure actually, but nobody can see because I'm good in delusions and I can hide in any kind of crowd and appear as any kind of person. I walk around Earth to tease humankind, and it's a lot of pleasure doing so. Well, I also go to university and I study anthropology, and it's I failed on my last exam, but yeah, otherwise, I'm there. I'm here. I live this life of a human being, of a simple human being, but at night, I'm a different person.
And what was the gift when you looked at these that made you go, okay, that's the one I want to play?
It's the impenetrable deceit that I can appear as everybody, as anybody. And oh no, so it's the familiar face. It's the one
right
above there. Yeah. It's also about deception, yes, but yeah, it's a familiar face I have, like for everybody, and even creatures or entities who are not like humans at all are like deceived by that appearance of mine. I'm also hot on this impenetrable deceit, honestly, so that's why I was mentioning it as well, because it also sounds very cool.
It is very cool. It is super neat. So I have some questions that I'm going to ask each of you, and I want to give you a preview of some of them so you can have them in mind when I go around. One of the things is that in Scion, you have access to these gifts, which are called purviews in Scion. And as Children of the Gods, at this low level, you will have a focus that gives you access to that. So that can either be an item for both of your purviews or two different items. So I'm going to ask you what those are, what you have. Mechanically, it doesn't matter. It's just a color detail that we're going to come to here. I'm also going to ask you why you are in debt. Essentially, each of you owes a karmic or divine debt right now. Something has happened and that has gone on, and that's what's going to be called in. That marker is being called in at the start of this. So Rich, let me start with you, with Roman. You mentioned that you have a tumultuous relationship with your divine parent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that like? Now, this was Ares was your father?
Yes.
Okay. And visited often, didn't visit? How do you imagine that growing up?
I'm kind of imagining, if you guys have seen any of the previews for the new the upcoming Ninjago movie, where he says, "How could I have been a terrible, ruined your life? I was never around. So obviously, your life was ruined on its own because I was never there to ruin it." That's kind of the thing. And then I imagine Ares probably saw that Roman was grown up. And inherited some of the powers as demigod, and was like, "Oh yeah, you could be useful now." Oh, I'm useful now. I see. Great.
And what item do you have that is sort of your focus item for your powers?
So it could be a thing he carries, or is it like a thing on his person kind of thing?
It could be a gun, it could be a wallet, it could be a watch, it could be any kind of concrete object.
He has like a piece of Ares' spear. So Ares' symbols are the helmet, the spear, and the shield. So I think he has a piece of one of Ares' spears, like a wooden, which looks like a big ass splinter. But
okay. Got a hold of that super strong kind of thing. Did you find it through your own sort of divine providence, or was it gifted to you?
I broke it off.
Okay, you had a little fight and you snapped it off of that.
I
okay,
kind of grabbed it and I pulled it off, and he got really upset about it. So I thought, oh, sweet, it's mine now.
So one of the things is that the gods they're not all good, but they are better than the option, which are the Titans. These are destructive forces in the world of Scion. They're the dark things that are trying to unmake the world. So what was your first encounter with one of those forces of darkness like? What did you run into?
Oh, I think Atlas beat the crap out of me.
Okay. And how did he appear to you?
To him. Good question.
How did he manifest?
How did he manifest? Like, how you said, like, I would need to know like the level of Gonzo. Is this a thing where he looked like a regular guy and he punched me? Is that what we would expect in this?
Yeah, if he manifests, you probably would have seen him that way. You might have seen the image of him. You, with your divine thing, you might have been able to see sort of the larger, more metaphorical aspect of him as well.
Oh, so I saw him downtown, and he was casting this reflection of a very shiny skyscraper, and he was a Titan. Like, he was 30 stories tall in the reflection. And so I walked up to him and said, "Oh, hey," and talked him up, and he was not really into it at all. And then a fight broke out, and it did not go well for me.
Lucky to survive?
Lucky to survive.
What is the debt that you have? How did you incur a debt to divine forces?
Oh, I think that Michael, I'm checking in with you if this is okay, but maybe Artemis brought some ambrosia to help him heal from when Atlas nearly beat him to death and threw him through a few buildings.
Sure.
Awesome.
That makes sense. It gives you that
Did not watch her bathing at all. Just want to clarify there.
Did not turn into a deer. Good. All right. I may come back to you with another question or two, but I want to leave that there. Michael,
Yes.
What is your character's totem? What is Diane's object that empowers her use of her gifts? Is it one or two things?
I think I'm going to go for I'll go for two.
Okay.
No, I'll go for one item. And that's going to be let's say it's going to be a moon charm that I acquired from a friend while I was working in Africa. And being a moon charm, it even though it's not Greek in origin, it's still an object devoted to the moon, and therefore something that's connected to my progenitor's powers, since she is Artemis is the goddess of the moon as well as the hunt. And we'll say that's what kind of helps her tap into her divine powers.
What's your relationship with your divine parent?
I would say that Deanne pretty much modeled her life after Artemis, whether it was subconsciously or probably even deliberately after she discovered her divine heritage, being the sniper hunter thing, and now devoted to protecting them, or devoted to wildlife. If not actually hunting it, then certainly hunting the people who want to hunt it. So I'd say that she definitely looks up to Artemis and idolizes her, perhaps to her detriment.
And so as a child, as a scion, as a child of divinity, you've probably run into some weird stuff in your work. What's the weirdest thing that you've run into?
I imagine, the first thing that comes to mind would be perhaps she encountered some kind of supernatural horrors amongst preying on the wildlife.
Okay.
Where she's been at.
Like a divine thing, a mundane thing, a titan, ghosts?
Perhaps ghosts, perhaps the ghosts of poached animals, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
I didn't read up on the African pantheon that's represented in this game, but I'm sure there could be some kind of connection there as well.
I like that. Something that you had to then exercise or send on. That's cool. What is the reason for the debt that you owe? What happened?
And I assume this is a debt to a fellow scion or fellow divine being.
To a divine being.
Okay. Let's say I needed to save some compatriots back during my army enlistment. Save them from certain death.
And who did you call on? Who came down to help you?
The first thing that comes to mind would be Valkyries, which is a whole different pantheon, but
yep, that's
the first thing I think of.
Okay.
And yeah, let's say it was actually some Valkyries. That probably would have been my first divine encounter. Maybe they were trying to. Maybe the Norse pantheon was trying to get in good with some newbie Greek scions, but for their own machinations.
Well, and certainly they might have been, if it was a battlefield, they might be down there harvesting Einherjar to take up. So that's certainly a possibility.
That's true. That could have been the main motivation. That's the simpler. I think the simpler answer is more elegant. So I like that.
I like that. Awesome. All right. Benjamin Yang. Is it Ben or Benjamin?
Ben is fine.
Ben is fine. What are the object or objects that empower Ben's abilities?
Well, since we have the mask already in play, let's just say that's the one that empowers luck, and then his gloves empower fire.
Yeah. So, did you always consider yourself lucky growing up, Ben?
Yeah. At least, well, I consider it to be lucky to be born from a god to begin with, or rather, Ben does.
And how did the fire powers first manifest?
That I would want to tie to the death.
Okay.
I accidentally burned down some crops that my father was planting. Because Shenong is also known as a fertility god and a god of agriculture. So I'm thinking he was planting something, helping out with a farm, and I accidentally set it on fire.
Would you say then that you have a positive relationship with your divine parent, a negative one?
Complicated.
Okay.
Hmm.
Would you say your divine parent is more proud or more worried about you?
I I don't know much about Shenong himself, so I'm thinking he's worried, but I could be completely wrong in how Shenong would take it. So
And how young is Ben?
Ben is like 18, I would want to say.
Okay, so pretty young.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Mashiman, right? Have I said that correctly? Okay.
Yes.
Mashiman, what is your relationship with your divine parent like?
Yeah, it's love. It's pure love. As long as we don't see each other. Um, when we see each other, there are certain conflicts. Some more visible, others less visible. We only see each other by night, so you never see them actually. Um, so my father, Mashimon Senior, I'm Mashimon Junior, one could say, is like he's sometimes a little bit difficult. It's an old Mayan god, and the Mayans don't play such an important role in history, unfortunately, anymore. Well, he knows that I like to study anthropology, but he thinks that it won't lead to anything. And studying human beings is not necessary because my father thinks he knows it all, but he doesn't.
Are there other scions of Mashiman, or are you the only one?
Well, if they cover as well as I do, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
So none of them knows of me, and so I'm not sure if they're still around.
And what are the objects that are the focus for your abilities?
Well, very important for me and my father is to always wear a tie. It's like every proper dress, no matter in which shape we are, we have something which resembles a tie. And I have a tie currently. It's my favorite tie. Currently is black with pink leopard patterns on it. It looks really good depending on what else you wear, but by night it's quite shiny and shows like how cool Mayan still can be. Yeah. Anyway, I always wear a tie, and they are sacred for me. These ties.
I like it. That is awesome. What is the source of the debt that you owe to Divine Figure?
Well, maybe the others can help me out there, but I'm pretty sure that I don't have such a strong respect for other person's privacy, honestly. It's one of the games I play by night, and like sneaking into other people's like living rooms and sometimes also bedrooms is a joy I have, like with the powers I have. And so I'm pretty sure that I already saw two gods which shouldn't be in bed together. I saw them in bed, and I took pictures with my smartphone, and I put them online. I mean, nobody knows how they look in real, but they are online now, and they got me. I don't know which gods. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
You know that there's a weight, that there's a burden that is on you, a geas, of course.
Yes.
Okay. Roman, I'm going to ask you one more question.
Yes.
So let's do a quick. Let's see where I put that. Hang on one second. Let's do a relationship question. Real quick, I'm going to grab my cards here. And
we're using backstory cards?
Yes, got the backstory cards. Ooh, look, I got all the sets. So you have interacted with Mashiman already, at least once, in some kind of incident or operation. And in that episode, Mashiman bailed you out. So what was the awesome thing that Mashiman did?
So, Roman's a bus driver, and Mashiman was a passenger. I was giving him a free ride. I don't normally do that. I'm not sure how he talked his way into that. Really sure. But an errant Hecatoconeries came like bounding towards us, and he made it look like our bus was to the side, and it ran into a wall, which was pretty amazing. Did not make the papers. I'm not sure how that happened.
That stuff doesn't make the papers. They've probably got Men in Black. Top men.
Sounds good.
Is that cool with you, Mashiman?
Yes.
Okay.
That's as cool as I am.
Okay. Then let me come over to Diane. Let's figure out about you crossing paths with Roman. Let me grab a good card here. Let me get this. So you and Roman almost came to blows the last time that you crossed paths with Roman. What happened? Why did that occur?
Well, if Deanne continues to follow in the life footsteps of Artemis, perhaps he made an unwanted advance towards me, and I corrected him on that matter.
I was a little drunk.
A lot drunk, but okay.
Okay.
I did apologize later.
Mm-hmm. And I graciously accepted. And things have been cool ever since, right? Well, we'll find out, I guess, once we can start playing.
Awesome. Good, clear one. Let me find another good one. So, let me get the names here. Okay, Ben.
Yes.
You have a recurring nightmare about Diane, about something happening to her. What is that nightmare that you have?
I'm gonna say she's being I don't pay much mind to it because it's just a dream as far as I know, but she looks like she's being mauled by bears.
Bears. Have you've interacted with her before, so you know her. Have you told her about this nightmare?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Like because it's just a dream, and if we're fortunate enough, it won't happen. And I am very fortunate, so it probably won't happen as far as I know.
By sheer
If I
will,
may-
you can make it not happen. Yes.
If I may ask a question, does Benjamin have any vested interest in preventing that dream coming to pass, or is he just discounting it out of hand as probably just nothing?
He's probably dismissing it out of hand. Like, how old is Diane?
I'd say 24.
Yeah, like he might think, oh, it's weird that I keep having this dream about this person that I might not. I interact with you, but I don't think I interact with you a lot. So it's like, this is weird, but I'm lucky enough so that it probably won't happen, I think.
Strong faith in yourself. All right. Last one I'm going to ask Mashima. You went to Ben, to help you retrieve something of personal importance to you. What was it that you had to retrieve? You're muted. Or at least we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Nope.
Still.
Do you want to drop and come back? Okay. We'll give you a sec. Google is a delight today. It's warm enough upstairs that this Coke Zero has gone from slightly chilled to British soda warm in just a half hour.
Let's see if you now can hear me again.
Yes, we can hear you.
You sound better than before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I can't hear you anymore. But that doesn't stop me from talking.
You can't hear us?
Yeah, nice lip movement. What I want from Benjamin are his fantastic red gloves. He has these gloves, and they look nice. They would also look nice on me. And I think I get them. Maybe he calls me. Maybe he called me because I'm not perfect. Now I want to hear what you're saying.
Okay, well, probably want to go out and come back in.
And I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the problem is my headphones. But I will check.
Okay. It's like a Roll20 whack-a-mole problem.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he has a bunch of connection issues, but
Yeah.
he's fun.
Okay, Garrett, can you hear us? No? Still can't.
No, nobody can hear me. No.
I can hear you.
But I will find new headphones, I think. It's the best way to go. At least you can hear me, right? But I will still mute me now, so you can continue, and I get back as soon as possible.
This seems like a good place since we're just almost at the hour mark. Let's go ahead and take our bio break now. Is that cool with everybody?
Sure.
And I'll give Garrett a few moments, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to throw you in the deep end. Okay, Garrett, can you hear us?
Hello. Can you say
Hey.
something?
Can you?
You say
Yeah.
something, and it seems you can hear me.
Can you hear us?
Or I learned telepathy. But I can't hear you. I can hear every other sound, even the test call. In Hangouts, it's interesting. When the test sound works. Maybe no.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
No, it's.
That's so weird.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. When the test sound in Hangout works, but the sound can't come. I will restart my computer.
Okay.
I'm quick.
Okay.
Be right back. Gonna grab a bit of water before we start.
Sure. Got that there. Got that.
Hmm.
Rich, Garrett is rebooting, so we'll give him an extra couple minutes here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's blood. I thought it was a mustache. I thought it was like a little Charlie Chaplin mustache on that girl.
Where?
There's a picture that says 5 under the header that was just shared to me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or
That is
just
blood.
on the
Blood.
smaller version, the blood that's coming over from her nose, it looked like a little Charlie Chaplin mustache, which I thought, wow, that's an odd thing.
I think, given the bowler hat as well. So
Yeah.
What are the? I am assuming these are Dungeon World or not Dungeon World, Apocalypse World clocks. The things on the sides or
Yeah.
something.
No, I just put them there. I've been trying out clocks in some of the games to represent cumulative actions, and so I put together some tokens in case I use those.
Okay.
I like them because I can change the side and move them along. Yeah, I've just been experimenting with that. I've tried that in a couple of games this week because, of course, Blades in the Dark uses a lot of clocks. So I'm trying to get used to that.
I haven't played Blades in the Dark.
It has a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and that's what I see.
Yeah, I mean, I dug it. So I've only done one session. We did character creation, and I did a little mission, and I dug it. But I was going back to the book a lot, and that's not something I normally do.
Garrett's back.
Yes, Garrett.
We've sounded everything.
You hearing us?
Yay! We hear you.
Very good. You can't see me anymore because it's getting dark.
And you can hear us, right?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, good. All right. All right. So Garrett, I'm going to go back and I'm going to reframe that question that I gave you and have you answer it. So the question was, you brought Benjamin in on an operation when you went to retrieve something of personal importance to you.
Ah, now I understand. Not from him, but
No.
with him.
Yes.
Okay.
So what was
sounds
it?
much more challenging. Yes. Well, yeah, talking about the other gods, like this, we have Artemis in place, and Artemis has this little set of feathers, like for hunting. Yeah, and that I want. And I don't know how I got Benjamin joining me on that. Feathers are really like a wonderful decoration for any kind of tie.
And so you asked Benjamin to help you.
Indeed.
Ben, did you assist him?
Sure, sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: were you two successful?
Well, otherwise, I think if not, we weren't around anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So yeah, I think we were.
Okay. So able to
Maybe it needed a
steal.
little bit more fire and a little bit more darkness than expected, but yeah.
Do I even know that the feathers are missing?
No, if they're successful, then no one knows. It's a secret they will take with them to their grave.
If you don't find it in my student room one day. Huh.
So here is the situation. Each of you, we're set in the U.S. is where we're taking place. Each of you have been traveling on your own particular pilgrimage, jobs or whatnot, to find out about your own destiny. And you have felt the pull of that debt, that pull of destiny, that debt of somebody calling that in. And individually, you have made your way to Carson City, Nevada, and traveled there. Roman, how do you usually get around?
I have a bus. I drive a bus.
Okay. Is it what kind of bus is it? Is it like a municipal bus or a school bus or what?
Well, we're going to Carson City, so obviously it's like it's a crap. I had the word. It's like a Greyhound. Like it's
Okay.
a long range travel bus.
Okay.
I drive long distances.
Okay. So is this something you've borrowed, or have you swapped to take the route to Carson City?
I had to swap to take the route. Someone's called in a debt.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
I'm calling some favors.
All right. And Diane, how do you get around usually?
I'd say a Jeep, my own Jeep.
All right. Got your own Jeep. And Ben, what about you?
Probably take a ride, carpool.
Okay. Like just happened on people that would take you to that place?
Yeah, like some broke college student trying to do something. Trying to have a little of an adventure.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Just happened to cross paths, that kind of thing, the lucky meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, Mashimo? Scary.
I ride the bus with Roman,
Okay.
since
All right.
I once rescued him and his life and all of the other passengers. Yes.
So the scene that we have is the four of you arriving at a truck stop diner in Carson City. Your bus pulls up, Roman. You realize that this is the place. You make your excuses to the passengers, I assume.
Yeah. No, sorry, everybody. We got a little detour here. Don't worry. We'll still get there on time, probably.
And you and Mashimo will get off the bus. Just at the same time as things happen in these stories that Diane is pulling up in her Jeep and that Ben is being let off from this college student's car. It's probably hit its last legs here at this rest stop. There'll be that sound of the engine finally giving out when he pulls it to a stop. He's like, "Oh man, I don't think it's going to go any further, man."
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you have to find your own ride from here, man.
That's fine. I think I found the place.
All right, man. Cool. Peace out.
Good luck finding replacements.
Oh, I hope so.
For the engine.
And you'll leave him with that touch of luck, so he'll be able to find the pieces and parts around here. You will enter in. This is a classic big truck stop diner. Booths. The upholstery has cracks in it that have been patched over with tape in places. It smells like eggs and bacon grease in here when you come in. The linoleum's cracked in places, and everyone in here is very much, the truckers getting their food and stuff, except at the far end, there's a round table, sort of round corner table, and there is a gentleman in a suit and a tie, and he looks up as the four of you kind of enter in, and he'll sort of over here kind of gesture to the four of you.
Anyone recognize?
Don't recognize him. He's thin and wiry. He has kind of a beak-like nose. He has a receding hairline where he's got that hair around here, and he's got the bald that goes up, but then he's got that weird little patch of hair that's left here, kind of on his forehead. It's not a great look.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'll mutter. He kind of looks like a bird, like Sam the Eagle or something. I like the Muppets. Let's go.
Right, let's get this Destiny Roundup going.
And he'll wait till you you approach, and he'll say, "Ladies, lady, gentlemen, please have you sit here. I have a brief story to tell you, and a request that has been made that I hope that you'll be able to handle." And he'll gesture for you to sit around the table.
Sure, I'll take a seat.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Looks at you, Roman.
Yeah, I'll slide in.
Okay.
I'll slide in beside Diane, right?
Yeah, get in here, cuz.
All right.
So, he'll hold out his hands, and you'll see he has 4 coins in them. They look old, sort of coppery metal, but different. Maybe some other strange thing. And you can see that each of them has one of your faces in profile on them. And he will kind of show those and then kind of clap his hands and set them down and spread them out on the table. He'll say, "My name is Mr. Geyer. I am an intermediary, not like a psychopomp, but a go-between for things. And there is a situation that requires your skills and your assistance. The matter is grave enough that those who own your debts have pooled them to ask for your assistance. If you're willing to do this, they'll clear the debt fully and forget any obligations that you might have. I'm to stress this is not blackmail. This is a request that is being made of you.
What is it?
Well, did you want to order?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay, and he'll gesture for the waitress to come over. She comes over, chewing gum, pulls the pencil out from behind her ear and takes your orders there. What do you guys typically get?
Milkshake.
Milkshake. Okay. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, people.
I'll have a
Dark.
strawberry milkshake.
Strawberry. Okay. All right.
Blueberry Starlight Dark.
Okay. Okay. Dark chocolate, Hershey syrup back there. We'll put that in there. Okay. You, ma'am?
Flapjacks would be good.
Flapjack for you. Okay. Ma'am? You're muted.
Whoop. Okay. Double stack of pancakes.
Yep.
Scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Hash browns with onions in them.
Okay.
And I'll take coffee black, please.
Okay. You with the flapjacks, you want anything with that? Bacon, sausage patties? Sausage
Oh, yeah,
patties?
bacon.
Bacon. Okay.
Bacon, good.
Okay. Write it down. And she'll go and
Wait. Are you paying for this, dude?
Yes, this is on me.
Plate of bacon.
Okay. It says, so.
It's a kind offer.
Yes. So. We have a situation with one of the Titans. So Prometheus has escaped from his rock. Given that takes place in sort of God time, it's unclear exactly how long ago Earth time he broke out. It could be weeks, could be months, could even be a year. We don't know. When he got away, he made a break for it and headed for Las Vegas. It's a smart move on his part because the high divinities, they can't go there. Too much fate, too much chance there. Kind of a problem for them. So Vegas is sort of off limits, but you four, on the other hand, can go there. Now, Prometheus has done a good job with PR, so he comes across as sort of a fallen hero. But let me assure you, Prometheus, when he brought fire to mankind, that was not a benevolent act. Because you guys were like monkeys at that point, and with fire, whew, bad. The gods had to intervene to keep people from killing themselves at that point.
I know that feel.
Oh, yeah. So you recognize this. You got all that. You understand how dangerous that can be. We know that Prometheus has gone to Vegas. We know that he probably has some plans. He may have busted into the magical underground there and setting his shop up. He may have, allies there. We don't know entirely what the situation is. But we want you four to go there and disrupt whatever he's doing and bring him down. To assist you in this, and he will yes.
Looking to my fellow gods, sounds like I don't know what your debts are, but like for me, this is a good deal. Like from what I have done, it's a relatively easy task. I would have expected something more difficult. And Prometheus is a nice guy, but I think it was a bad decision just to go without giving any note about when he wants to go back.
He might not want to go back, but with that's all quibbles at this point. Your food is brought. You see this guy has a big plate of like breaded liver that he starts into. And your flapjacks and milkshakes are all brought there. This place is not great. Anything here that is fried all has the same flavor to it, but there's plenty of maple syrup for everybody.
Maple syrup cures all ills, except Prometheus, of course.
Yes, yes. It says, so I have taken the liberty of arranging for you an executive suite at the Red Rock Casino and Spa. It's just outside of Vegas. I've spoken to the manager there. I've made the arrangements. You'll be set up there. They will take care of your every need. They will make arrangements for you. I've arranged for a researcher, should you require that. And you can talk to him if you need somebody to go out and run down information on the street. And he'll kind of pull out like some cards, and he will push these black platinum Amex cards over to you.
Amazing. Free shit.
Well, this is part of the payment. Of course, you'll need resources to do what you need to do while you are there. Of course, there is a certain limit on those, but it should allow you to handle things easily.
I was gonna say something that would be incredibly stupid, so I won't say it.
Fair enough. Mr. Roman?
Yeah.
You seem quizzical. Is this, or is it Dunamis you prefer?
Roman's fine.
Roman.
So I assume the 4 cards all have our names on each of them as I
Yes.
look at the cards.
Yes.
I'll pick mine up. Well, I do owe Artemis. You're saying that Artemis wanted this to happen? I'll look over to Diane, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, this is granddaddy. Oh, I refer to Prometheus as granddaddy. I don't know if that's direct, but it is the grandfather generation.
Right.
Anyway, I can't imagine any of our forebears are happy that granddaddy's out and loose, off his rocker, as it were. So I'm sure Artemis and all the rest want us to pursue this mission, and I'm ready for the hunt myself.
Okay.
Excellent. And Mr. Yang, what do you think?
It'll go fine. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Good.
It's Vegas, right?
Yes.
You gotta be lucky to be in Vegas, right?
That is very, very true.
Yeah.
It is a place that attracts a lot of non-aligned magical and mythical forces. So be aware of that when you head on in. I have taken the liberty of having an extra car outside in case any of you need a car. And he'll reach in and he'll put a set of keys down on the table. He'll reach in, he'll pull out some information on the Red Rock Resort and Spa, and he will say, so can I consider it that you 4 have accepted this task?
I'm ready to pay off. I'm ready to repay my marker.
All right.
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
And Massimo?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Well, that is there. My phone number is on the back of this paper. If you need to call me in to ask me questions or gain assistance, or if you wish to inform me on these things, or there are other resources that you require, you may feel free to contact me.
Is there a time limit, or is it just before, or is it just ASAP?
Well, I think time limit is one that we do not know, because we do not know what Prometheus is doing. So before he does something terrible and tragic, he needs to be stopped.
So I guess this starts with an investigation and then a hunt.
As you wish to do, it is entirely up to you four. You have a very specific set of very diverse skills, so I hope that you will put those to good use.
Do we have any starting dates?
All we know is that Prometheus has allies. If he's gone to Vegas and he got out and went there as quickly as he did, he certainly had people there. Who exactly they are is a question. He's not just on his own. And anybody as powerful as him is going to make waves.
All right, so just keep an eye out for strange things, right?
I'm sure that when you put your nose to the grindstone, you will come up with reasonable solutions.
Well, yes.
Is there anything else? Excellent. Well, I'm going to leave you with that. I've already paid the waitress, so you can finish your meal. I have to fly, so I'm going to head out now. And I hope to hear from you again soon.
Sure.
Yes. Oh, and he will stand up, and even bonier when he stands, and he will go and he will head out.
Good person. Yeah. Well, and I look to the car, and I look like I try to fake that I don't look sad, but I am. I would so much like to go by car, but I think we'll go by bus with him.
Oh no, I'm driving. I can fit a sonar in the old Jeep.
For that, yes.
Shall we?
And we don't need even streets.
I figure we should head over to the Red Rock, get into our digs, and then start planning from there.
So, Roman, let me ask you how you would deal with the bus situation. Call in another driver?
Yeah, I'll have to call in another driver. I can front him a little bit of money with this Amex Black. I'm sure we can work it out.
That seems like a pretty easy thing for you to do. It doesn't seem like something we need to roll on. You've got decent charisma. There's that exasperated sound from the other end, from the dispatcher, but they will get somebody out to your location to take over the rest of the drive.
Yeah. But I just came into a little bit of money I'm going to take to Vegas, so don't worry, I'll make it worth your while. Appreciate you always help me. Good dispatcher. Joey, don't worry about it. It's going to work out in the end. And,
okay, man.
Whoever you send replacement, I'll take care of them too, okay?
Okay, man. You better just get me in trouble now with him, man. Okay? You're okay with what I said?
Yeah, I hear you. I've got your back, Joey.
All right. Bye-bye. I do have a question. Diane, you're saying you want to drive your Jeep?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Does anyone want to take the car or you want to leave the car here?
Oh, it's a really crappy car, right?
The car that he out there, it's probably like a black SUV.
Sorry, I thought someone arrived in a really crappy car. That's where I got confused.
Oh, no, I had a Jeep that wasn't particularly crappy.
It was the student car that Ben came in on.
The engine, yeah, it died, and I'm guessing at this point the guy who gave me a lift is looking for parts. So,
what's the amazing fortune that he left him? What happens that allows him to repair his car, Ben?
He just finds a convenience store nearby, and it's really cheap.
To have I didn't think they sold carburetor and distributor caps over here, and picks them up, and they're in the bargain bin marked down. Okay, so he comes back and he's working on his car.
All right. Hey man, I'm gonna go with these people. I have stuff to do here. or
Oh,
in
man.
Vegas actually.
Oh, that's cool, man. Though I think I'm gonna have the car ready in like maybe an hour or so. Once it's cooled down and stuff, and I figure out how to put these things in the places they're supposed to go.
No, man, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
I have stuff to do.
Okay, I understand. Peace out.
Yeah.
So Diane in the Jeep, everybody piling in that, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So we do a Peter Jackson-y travel montage where we see your van driving along the highway and the camera swoops in and then swoops away and moves around and circles, and we see lots of the Vegas desert in the background, and we get nice shots of you because the Jeep's top is down and it looks good. And then we cut as dusk is falling, beautiful Nevada sunset, the painted skies in the distance as you pull up to this beautiful luxury resort, casino, hotel, spa, just gorgeous. As you pull in the sort of the roundabout, you'll feel that air-conditioned air come pouring out of the hotel, that kind of relief after the 90, 95 degree heat you've been driving in throughout the day. And they'll come over, see that you don't really have much in the way of luggage, and they'll direct you in, and you'll be approached by one of the essentially hotel's concierge, who will say, "Hello, welcome to the Red Rock. How can we be of assistance? Are you checking in?"
Yes, sure. My name is Max. I'm a burlesque dancer, and well, I have shapeshifted, so to say. Well, it's not really shapeshifting because it's just like everybody thinks that I'm looking like. And while the camera is moving around, and they don't see that in the SUV, I have changed my appearance, and I'm now a blonde, curly burlesque dancer. And yeah, I would like to check in. I have an appearance tonight here at the hotel.
All right. Well, if you want to go back to talk with the service desk, I'm sure they'll get you to your changing room and so on.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah.
Yes. He'll turn back to the three of you. Checking in. Do you have reservations?
Yeah. I believe we're all together.
Yes, should be. We should have a suite.
And the name that's under?
Should we give the name of Geyer? Let's give the name of Geyer and see what that gets us.
Oh, Mr. Geyer. Oh, you're Mr. Geyer's people. Hold on. Wait here for just one moment. And he'll go back. And there's some talking. And a few moments later, this elegant-looking woman comes over. She's in her late 30s. She'll come over and she'll say, "You're Mr. Geyer's friends, right?"
Well,
yes.
We just met, but yes.
Oh, excellent. Well, why don't you follow me? I'll take you up myself to the suite, and let me see what needs you might have, and we'll try and get that settled. Have you been on the road for a while? Shall I have the chef prepare something for you?
Sure.
We just go.
All right. I'll have him make a meal selection, and we'll have it brought up to the room right away. And she'll gesture to the concierge, who will run off to the kitchen. And she will take you to what is clearly a private set of elevators. She'll hand you room keys. She'll say, "These keys operate for this elevator. It's the only one that goes up to that floor. So you'll need to use this one for that when you're in." I understood there were 4 of you.
Oh, I guess he's gone for now. He'll be back.
One's a burlesque dancer right now.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Oh, I understand. I wasn't told that you had a performing element to your stay, but fair enough. There we go. And she takes you upstairs, does that beautiful shot where the doors open and the suite is huge. great big banked glass windows. There's sort of a walk down into the center table. There's a kitchenette. There's a dining area. There are multiple rooms off here. Everything's done in kind of red rock and marble. And she'll say, Wi-Fi is obviously complimentary. We have a T1 connection for the executive suite. I noticed you didn't have any luggage, or at least not much. Do you have any particular needs in terms of toiletries or dress? I can have a tailor sent up if you would like.
Yes,
take
please.
advantage of that. That sounds great.
Okay, I'll have them sent up right away, and somebody from the guest services. So, and she kind of holds it there, and probably within 10 minutes, they're already wheeling in several carts of food. You know, a beautiful sort of buffet that they're setting off to the side there for you. And she'll say, I wasn't sure about diet needs, but if you have any of those, please tell me and I'll pass it along to the chef. I hope this meets your needs for the moment.
Yes. Yes, you're doing great.
Excellent. And she will say, well, she went on the back of the room key. I've written down my personal number. If there's anything that you need, please call me, and I will make sure that it gets taken care of right away.
What's your name? Or rather, how do we call you if we need to call the phone?
Certainly, you can just call and ask for the manager, but my name is Elma Zamora.
All right, good.
And she will say, I'll have the tailor and the shop person come up here in a little bit after you finished your meal, and she will back away. Let me cut from that to Massimo. What are you doing, Massimo?
Well, I'm preparing. I get my makeup on, and it's I've practiced for that for quite a while, and yeah, I can have a show tonight, and that's quite cool. And I can avoid staying too close to the others, because if anybody pays attention too closely to who has arrived there, I'm not too close to them, and I don't want to, like, if something detonates, something arcane, something beyond the Earth realm, I don't want to be too close. And my friends can be explosive.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So you are avoiding any kind of trap. So it seems to me that what you are trying to essentially improv your way into a dinner theater show.
Yes, but I wouldn't call it improv, because I have practiced for this. I also have hobbies.
All right. I think I am going to have you make. Well, no, you can commit effort to this. So there is a chain of people that you convince that this is the thing that is on the schedule for tonight. And within 45 minutes, they have you up on stage. A few quizzical looks because people didn't expect this. Do you have? Do they get a musician to accompany you?
Well, it's all on the record, so the DJ has to put up my CD. It's a fire show, and so I play "Come On Baby, Light My Fire," yeah, it's a little thing. I thought about it a while ago to embarrass Benjamin, yeah, it's pretty funny. And you know, I have this nipple twister, so I can like do fire around my nipples, and it looks. Yeah, people will be amazed. Oh yeah,
and you are graceful. You're talented. You're able to convince them they're entertained even when they aren't entertained. So it will go very well. You'll draw in crowds to the restaurant there, and it will go swimmingly. Does that seem cool? Okay.
Yes, I hope it's a good distraction for my friends that they can find something out.
So we cut back to the three of you. The food that's provided was excellent, freshly prepared. As with all of the sort of Vegas casinos, all the fruit was fresh. Everything was cooked just right. You had a variety of things laid out there. And then there are a couple of tailors that arrive, and they roll a couple of racks of clothing in with them. And they will bring out stacks of shirts and things, and they will go to checking with each of you to measure you and get you outfitted. And they'll say, do a standard set of business attire, or what is it that you would like? And Roman, what do you say?
Something stylish, but I'll need to be able to move in it. Anything where I can walk into any of the casinos, no one would give me a second look.
Excellent. Yeah, we can do a flexible fit. You've got a good fit for that. We should be able to do that well. Say 3 suits we can have ready for you by the end of the evening.
That should work. Yeah.
We also got some sports clothes and shirts and so on, and we've got that brought up. I'll just lay that out on your bed then.
Thank you.
And for you, ma'am, the woman comes over. What is it that we can get for you?
Yeah, Diane would request a business suit. Just like comfortable, like
Please, Diane, no pantsuit. Please.
it's gonna be a pantsuit.
Clintonian pantsuit.
Okay. Well, yeah, but also, yeah, I'm basically looking for something that's that would provide mobility. I'm not looking for like high-heeled shoes. I really want something that somehow manages to be stylish, and also like a stylish, like almost like a stylish version of combat boots, if such a thing can be imagined or possible.
So what they'll do at that point is they'll sit down with you. They'll probably pull up a tablet, and they'll go through some choices, and have you pick something out, and then they'll make a call essentially to a shoemaker somewhere else in town and have them prepare those and get them expressed over here in the next couple of hours for you.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think that for clothing, I think the most important thing would be capability to hide firearms.
Okay. So a longer coat or a looser jacket kind of thing?
That sounds good.
Okay. And they will provide you with a variety of additional wear. They will say, do you need a formal dress or anything?
You never know. Sure, let's throw one of those in.
Okay. They'll get a classic little black dress for you, that kind of.
And I nod to my cousin as I make that request.
Good call. Some of these shows off the ink. Really good.
Good point.
And they'll come to you, Mr. Yang. Mr. Yang, what can we get for you, young man?
Something flashy.
Okay. Like, what are you thinking? Something in a colorful, or do you want the cut unusual? What would you like?
White suit is fine.
Okay. And they'll do that. Something in linen, a lighter wear kind of white suit.
Yeah, and I need it also to be comfortable and yeah.
Okay. Anything else besides that? We can certainly get jeans, other kind of wear that you would need. Is there anything else you require for your stay?
A bit of red is fine on those, and red and white. I want the suit to be red and white.
All right.
I want them to match this.
Okay. Well, we'll go down and we'll get that all taken care of. They've got your measurements. They've got both tape and kind of probably a digital scanner to get all that, and that's flurry of that, and then they will head out, leaving behind lots of basic shirts and shoes and undergarments and such on everyone's bed there. And you can kind of catch your breath after this whirlwind of activity, though Mashimo has still not made an appearance. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to call Mashimo on his phone.
Okay.
Wasn't he Well, never mind. I'll just. I guess I'll walk. I'll explore the city a bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for around. You should have asked for a fake ID.
Well, certainly he did give you the name of a researcher, sort of fixer person, so you could call them up if you want.
Oh, what's their name again?
I didn't give you a name, just gave you a number.
Yeah. I dialed the number.
Okay. Hello?
Hi. This is Mr. Geyer's people.
Oh, gosh, you're here already. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can I do for you? What do you need? What can I look into? I can get you the stuff now, whatever it is.
Fake ID.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a little blunt. All right. Do you have a current photo?
I can text you one.
Yeah, you text me one on this number, and then I'll get it. It might take me. I might be back with that in like say an hour.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be here. Yeah, in an hour. You guys are at the Red Rock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go do that.
We didn't get your name. What is it?
You can just call me Jaguar.
Okay. Good.
That's my last name. It's Jaguar.
All right. Good. All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
All right.
And so let's cut back to you, Roman. You call down to Mashimo's phone. Mashimo, you're between sets. You know, people are chatting you up. You know, plying you with drinks, whatever you want. When your phone rings. Do you answer, Mashimo?
Well, I've just come down from stage. It ended all in pitch blackness, and when the light went on again, I was gone. I'm completely disappeared.
Oh, they love
because it was dark. Yes.
How avant-garde.
But now I should answer the phone in the dressing room.
Okay. Yeah, and they've set this dressing room up for you, you know, in the meantime. Somehow they've managed to get your name on the door, stenciled and put up there in the time that you've been up. Yes. Roman calls.
Well, you have missed my show, Roman. That's the first thing I say.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you done?
Yes, I am.
Good. We're at the room. We've already had contact with the researcher, Mr. Jaguar, and got everything arranged for clothing. You did get going. You're not doing any more shows, are you, Max?
Well, maybe another one in the strip club if I find one suitable for me. Tonight, yeah, the night is long still. But let's first get the business done. Yes, you're right. I will join you upstairs.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
The show's like the theater in the basement.
Okay.
And we'll assume you can head up there to the room. What about you, Diane? What are you doing?
Well, I was just confirming, the players just confirming that Nevada is in fact an open carry state, which would be very important for Diane to know.
Yep.
Beyond that, I figure maybe we could start with a news search to see what could be going on that may indicate activity from Prometheus.
Okay. So checking on the mundane level, or do you want to check more on sort of the supernatural level?
Well, I guess we could use our researcher to go straight to the supernatural stuff.
Okay. So want to wait till he shows up?
Yeah, but if we're waiting on our researcher to show up, I could do the mundane search. I guess even just web surfing and news surfing,
okay,
stuff like that.
Well, that seems like a wisdom check or an intelligence check. So let's take a look at that. Now, here I'm going to stop you guys. You have space on your character sheet for three facts. These are details about your character. Something about your background, something about something you've done. I've left them blank because you can fill them in as you wish. If a fact relates to a kind of a task that you're doing, usually an attribute task check, then you can get yourself a +4 on it when you roll. Diane, let's make that a wisdom check. So let me have you roll a d20. Your wisdom is 13, so you need an 8 or better.
And should I make that roll in roll 20?
Yeah, that's probably the easiest place to do it. All right. And with the wisdom check, you don't actually add the value to it. You're just trying to roll over your check value. It's a weird little system that they have here for that.
Okay.
But you rolled well over an 8, so you will get that. You're looking for the unusual, the patterns that strike you as odd, the things that stand out on the mundane level.
Yeah.
And
knowing that our target's Prometheus, I figure we should be looking for, well, what's Prometheus's MO? He's always trying to elevate these, well, I'm not sure if I still think of mortals in the first person or the third person, but in any event, he's always trying to elevate mortals. So anything that jumps out that seems to fit in with his classical motivation, that would be something that Diane would be particularly interested in.
So I'm going to give you one thing, and then you get to give me one detail. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay. So one of the things you will note is that, checking the stats, running through the numbers, things like that, is that there have been a higher than normal incidence of traffic accidents in the last couple months. About 150% rise in fatal vehicular accidents in the Las Vegas area. And authorities are kind of trying to keep it quiet because, they don't want locals to panic, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with that. It's an unusual occurrence. So what's another weird thing that you see there?
Well, the first question that comes to mind, are those accidents happening in downtown or on like highways? Is it something that could be potential?
They're actually happening in around the Strip and those casinos, which do have those highways that kind of encircle it and around. So it's happening in that radius around the Strip.
Strip. Okay. Are they at intersections or just along the road, typically?
At intersections.
Is it possible that someone could be monkeying around with the traffic light system, gremlins or whatnot?
It's possible. It'd have to be more than just mundane monkeying to be able to do that, you think?
Mm-hmm. Perhaps gremlins or some other kind of techno mythological creatures.
Yeah, gremlins are probably the likeliest thing. Gremlin gangs, if they're operating around in the area, probably have like goblin overseers. I mean, if they're doing something organized, there's probably some next level goblins that are running the show. So that's probably who you need to get on the trail of.
I have an idea.
Interesting.
Okay, Benjamin.
So I'm waiting for my fake ID, right? And I'm in the same room as Diane and Roman, right?
Okay. Yep.
So, Dan, do you let us know what you found?
Oh yeah, I'll be reading all this off as I'm taking it in.
Yeah,
I'll be
and let me
sharing
pause
with the
here.
class.
So a meta thing, when we do this, I should have said this earlier. My default assumption when we do information gathering is that you guys hand it off to everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, and I should have told you that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So no, if you aren't, you should tell me. So that's going to be my default when you guys are doing that kind of thing.
Good. All right. So I'm gonna say, well, I have an idea. Once I get my fake ID and we talk to Jaguar, we can walk around the strip.
Sure.
Yeah. Hopefully one of those will happen and no one will get very hurt. And we'll see what's going on with our own eyes.
Fair enough. Mashimo, you will arrive at the hotel room door just as this guy looks like he's in his mid-20s, maybe half Asian. His suit is sort of a little bit bigger than it ought to be, and he's really sweating. And he's come up and he's got a big satchel briefcase thing he's hauling along as he gets up to the door, and he sees you and kind of stops. He's like, hi? I'm going there.
All right. You are allowed to go wherever you want, but tell me, like, where did you get that tie? I like that tie. What do you want for the tie?
Oh, he pops off the clip-on. I got it at Walgreens.
Thank you. Clapping on his shoulder and then on his ass.
Oh,
Sending
okay.
him away.
He will go to knock on the door.
On our door?
Yes.
Interesting. All right. I stay behind and see what happens.
Okay.
With this friend.
So as soon
Having
as
his tie.
someone answers the door and this guy's there. Hi, I have the stuff.
Oh, good. Come in.
Oh, okay. Hello. Hey. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi.
Oh, yeah. It's fine.
Puts down valise, sets it down, opens up. You can see that he's got like computers and stuff in there, and he will go and he will pull out a Nevada state driver's license, which he will hand to you, Benjamin.
Yeah, and I put it in my wallet and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So, you guys need anything else while I'm here?
Well, we've since you're good with computers, we would like to know if you know anything about the traffic accidents that are happening in the strip.
Oh, well, I can set up my machine and I can start to do a search on that if you want me to see what I can find.
Sure.
Okay.
Meanwhile, do you guys want to go for a walk now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, I see you got the leftovers over there.
Oh, sure. You can have some.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sir. Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm sure we'll leave a generous tip right as we leave.
Okay. He will go, even as he's leaving, he's going over there and making himself like a plate. He's clearly starving. He's going back to work there.
Oh, and I'll leave my number with him just in case he comes up with any immediate intel he needs to relay.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Oh yeah. Okay. As soon as I get something, I'll give you a call.
All right.
Oh, one more thing. What do you know about what do you know about the goblin gangs in town?
Oh,
I presume there are some.
Yeah. You want to, if you check with the goblin gangs, you're going to want to go to the Riviera because it's real run down. I know that there's a gang that operates out of there. That's the word on the street.
Appreciate the tip. Thanks. And I'll give him another tip for that.
Oh, no. He actually kind of waves his hand. No, Mr. Geyer's covered everything for me.
Oh, well, that's very generous of him. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we walk
Okay.
out.
I've got pistols on me. I figure even open carry won't allow for a big sniper rifle.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
So you four head out onto the strip.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna use miracle.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a miracle to replicate the gift of by chance. So let me pull that thing up.
Sure.
by chance, committed for the team. It's for the day because it's a miracle. The player dictates an event in their presence that isn't utterly improbable, and it happens. Damage to foes is limited to a D12, blah, 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 blah. This power affects only physical objects and events, not minds or emotions.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it will, like, if I can conjure up, well, not conjure up, but what I want the sorry.
No, I'm saying intersections of things happen such that.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you
No,
were doing the
I
X
just
card.
realized I did the X card motion, which was super dumb of me. No,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, that's why I was
debate.
like,
Yeah.
what?
How dare you?
No.
How dare you?
Sorry.
No, but like basically, I just want to make one of the accidents happen, like, well, or not make it happen, but like by chance, one of the, if it's being set up by someone else, then we see it. That's what
Okay.
I wanna. Like, I'm not trying to actually instigate one. I'm just gonna try to.
It sounds like the
s-
miracle is going to be propelling us to make sure we're in the right place to observe one of those whenever
Exactly.
it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So you guys, you all are walking along. Is there any visible effect when you invoke that miracle, Ben?
I guess my eyes flash red for a little bit
Yeah, I've
as I
seen
invoke
that.
them. Yeah.
And she still, like, Benjamin still hasn't understood that it's not clear at all if he calls for destiny and it's still his fault that the accident happens, or if it's just by incident that way around. It's a long debate we have.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So you will be walking along, and Roman, Diana, you will see in one of the sort of the walk boulevards between the casinos here. It's a little bit dimmer, and these are you'll see the kind of at intersections down the way. This is all on one kind of juncture box electrical, and you will hear and see the scurrying down this alleyway, the sound of that sort of ding, 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 which you associate with gremlins.
I deal with those little buggers.
So what do you two want to do? And then I'm going to come back to Massimo and Ben. But let's start with Diana and Roman. Diana, Roman, what do you want to do?
May I suggest that perhaps some of us should stay here to try to prevent whatever accident may be about to happen? While I know we're splitting the party, so feel free to overrule this. But maybe some of us chase the gremlin, and other people try to prevent whatever accident's about to happen from happening.
I would like to chase the gremlin. That sounds more fun.
I'll definitely be. I definitely want to be a gremlin chaser as well.
I should probably stop an accident.
Okay.
Yeah, you're strong. You should probably do it.
I'm Roman's friend, so I stay with him.
Okay. So Diane and Ben, you take down the alley, and or rather the courtyard, and you don't get too far before you see that there is a pack of gremlins, and they've got, I mean, this is the sort of the electrical subsystem and things, and there are probably a dozen of them here, and you approach in a way that signals that you know they're there, so they kind of turn when they see you. They look much more organized than you've ever seen gremlins act. Tiny little black shark eyes, hands like spanners, and they are essentially tearing through things there. So I'm going to come back to you two and ask what you're doing in just a second. I want to set up the other scene. Roman, you and Massimo head out to the street corner, and you will see there is a guy standing there waiting on the corner who kind of looks a little bit out of place. He's got this cowboy duster on and this black hat and black boots. And he's kind of standing off to the side, and people seem to be ignoring him, and he seems to be waiting for something.
He's waiting for us, as it seems.
Looks like he's waiting for something to happen at the intersection, which might be you arriving.
Mm,
Well, that should happen.
who knows?
Okay, we'll come back to you two in just 1 second. So, Ben, pack of gremlins, they look aggressive. They look like they will. You have to decide whether they want to scatter or whether they want to come at you. I'm probably going to come at you because it is 12-2, and they're going to go and get you. So what do you want to do?
First, I'll activate my Nimbus of Flame. So I'll spend 1 effort so that if they try to attack me in melee, they have to take damage before then.
Okay.
So, and then I'll use my actual action to summon a Spear of Flame and then throw it at them.
Okay. So let's have you go ahead and make your attack roll on them. Their AC is 6.
Is it with Dexterity?
Yeah, range stuff is usually with dexterity.
Okay, so 1d12 plus. Okay, so it's plus 10. I'm gonna actually do my luck thing
Okay.
to roll for the day.
Okay.
So I don't want that one. I really
Right.
don't.
And that doesn't take effort for you, so you still
Yeah,
have that
no, it
one turn.
doesn't.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll
Nice.
use that 12 instead.
Okay. And what it's a D10 damage.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me that D10.
It's D10 plus Dexterity because it's a
Oh, yeah.
Dex. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm going to salt away the luck, I think.
Okay.
Or no, I won't. I'll take the 1 damage
Okay.
on them.
Okay. So essentially, that flame comes out. You've lit the nimbus, and then the flame comes out, and they were all like, and now they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then the flame thing comes out and hits one of them. And there's that thing when the gremlin's physical form sort of burns up like a flash paper, and their spirit goes, shit, and starts to vanish out into the nether. Diane, what do you want to do? There are still 11 of these gremlins here, and they haven't quite broken yet.
All right. Well, I think what I'll do is, first of all, I'll head for high ground, as in running up one of the walls in the alleyway.
Okay.
With my all directions as 1 gift, and then I will open fire with my pistol and see if I can whittle the numbers down enough that their numerical advantage isn't quite as emboldening as it had been just a few seconds ago.
All right. So their AC is a 6. So you're going to roll a d20, add your dexterity bonus.
And then 6. So that's a total of 9. Is that correct?
And 6.
And
Okay.
your base attack bonus as well.
And your base attack bonus of 2.
Oh, yeah. Thank
So
you.
11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully I can. And if there's any kind of maneuver for like a spray attack, I don't know if that's something that's covered in the rules, but that would be.
Now, if you have a thing that does like area effect, yeah, you can do that, but that'd be on a gift thing. So right now, especially because they're kind of a swarm, let's have you roll.
Okay, 13.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a crappy roll.
So they are moving fast. They are skittering around.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Spun Fortune. I will Spun Fortune that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Spending my last effort for the scene.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
he'll get a reroll on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and re-roll that, and then I'm going to come to the street scene.
That's more like it.
Awesome. So damage with a heavily caliber weapon, the pistol. So let's say it's a D8. Does that seem reasonable?
Sure.
Okay. So roll me a
D8.
D8 for damage.
Just a straight D8.
Yep. And then we're going to check it against the chart.
Well, D8 plus
Nice.
your dexterity, so.
Plus your dexterity. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's
It's
okay.
still the same
7.
thing.
So 7.
wait, never
So that'll be 2.
Or should I have
2
taken the
damage.
last roll and just added 3 to it?
We're all good.
Should I have taken the initial? Okay.
Yeah, we're all good. So describe to me what that looks like when you take out 2 of these things.
Well, it'll be nothing too flashy, just a simple shot from above, right through the top of their heads. Let's throw in some splatter effect just because it's fun.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
their fellow gremlins are getting splattered.
And essentially, that it splatters this sort of temporary physical form that they have will disintegrate as their spirits go out. And they're
Question.
yes.
We forgot Frey die.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Each of you roll D8.
And that's a 6. So
6,
that's 2 damage, I think.
Yeah. So that will carve their numbers down, and essentially imagine that that's just standard. That the flames whip around, the gun goes around, and they will scatter and start to cheese it pretty much immediately. Meanwhile, out on the street, Roman, what do you do?
So he's on the other side of the street.
Let's assume that he's on the corner that you're closest to.
Cool. I'll just pick up my pace, make sure Max is with me, and say, "Hello, friend." Seem to be waiting for something.
And he turns around sort of slowly, and you can see the bones beneath his skin. You can see the skeletal face there, and he looks at you, and he goes for his irons. What do you want to do?
Well, I think I'm going to hit him.
Okay. So he has an AC of 5.
Okay. All right. So I'm hitting him.
Okay.
I'm rolling a d20.
Plus your strength bonus.
And
Plus your base
strength
attack bonus.
Base attack bonus.
Which is 2.
Okay.
So plus 11.
Ooh, yeah.
Roll a 16.
Okay. So where does your fist land if it doesn't hit this guy?
Oh, where does it land if it doesn't hit this guy? Probably those say a street lamp. That'd be kind of
Okay.
right.
And what happens to that street lamp?
Oh, it bends right at that point,
Okay.
and then falls down into traffic, which means I've just probably caused the accident.
Yeah, there's a screeching sound out there, and this guy that sort of distracts him, like he's excited about that. What are you doing, Massimo?
Well, I stayed in the shades, and well, wherever I go, I first transform into something which would be familiar at that place. So I'm now a street police cop, and out of the shade, I throw. It's dark already, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I throw darkness at the cowboy.
Okay.
I have a gift which says that I can create knives out of the night itself and throw it at a range of 200 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So you're
And
gonna
like
roll.
Morning stars. What do I need to roll?
So you're gonna roll a d20. His armored
Mhm.
class is 5. You're gonna add 5 plus 2, so 7 plus your dexterity bonus. What's your dex bonus?
I need to look that up. So my modifier or my dex score? What is
Modifier.
it? Modifier is 2.
Okay. So then you are rolling
So-
and adding 9.
9. Sounds good. 23.
23. So that will hit.
That's good.
What is the damage with that?
Obvious. It's 1d10.
Okay. So roll me a d10 and you add your dex bonus to that. So
And yeah, so 1d10 plus 2. And it's a magical weapon, obviously.
yes.
It's an 11. 11 points of damage.
So it actually translates into 4 points of damage for him, because that's how that works. But
That's his power hit. Yeah.
that is a significant hit to him, and those darkness knives will hit him, and he's going to take a shot at each of you. He is still up. That would have dropped any normal person. So, Rich, what is your armor class?
Not a cowboy.
No.
Armor class. Sorry, I'm still familiarizing myself with it. A is a 9.
9. Okay.
You watch your dexterity because that also subtracts from it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a 13 modifier of 1, so
So,
an
8.
8. Oh, awesome. Thank you for catching that.
No problem.
So that's 8 plus 8.
Oh, I see. It does add a. It says total AC of 8. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So he is going to hit you, Rich. And he is actually going to do 5 points of damage to you.
Ouch.
When he fires this off,
It's straight.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
He fires it off, blam, and it hits you in the side, and it's like something lodges in your side there. Like this big ghost bullet just goes right in, and it's cold. And Garrett, what is your AC?
Sorry, it's 9.
9.
High is bad, right?
Yeah, what's your
Yeah.
dex bonus?
2. So
My
it's
dex-
actually 7.
My dex bonus is 2.
Okay,
Well,
so
that
7.
was-
Okay.
my-
All
what's
right.
mine?
So I'm going to roll and do this. So he is going to hit you, and he's going to do 5 points of damage to you. So
Oh,
bam, bam.
he's hitting the darkness.
And I'm going to cut back to the alley. Who wants to go first, Ben or Diane?
I would like to. I'd like to invoke my my do something first ability to grab one of the gremlins, and for interrogation purposes.
Okay. If you're spending you're committing your effort to that and you're taking your extra action, I will say that doesn't even require a roll. You can get one of these things and have it held. Okay.
Great.
So that'll you'll be able to do that. And then what is your standard action? You hear gunshots out in the street.
Oh, I'll say if would you mind? How big is this gremlin? I know they're short, but how short?
Oh, let's say about maybe 1.5 feet tall, maybe.
Okay, so like Keepy doll sized.
Yeah.
I'll ask Ben if he wouldn't mind hanging
he's
on
already-
this critter.
Oh, fuck. I wanted to go to the fun part. He's
Oh,
already
sorry.
dashing to where the guns are being fired.
Well, I'm just asking if you would mind holding this critter. If you want to go do the fun stuff, you're welcome to just run ahead, and I'll just be on babysitting duty.
Yeah, I'm imagining that you throw the gremlin to me and I just catch it because I'm a good catcher. I have good luck with that.
Okay. So you guys can move out. You can have the gremlin in one hand and get out there. So, Ben, you will see this phantasmal gunslinger, and your compadres have fallen back. You've got a gremlin in your hand. What do you want to do?
Gonna throw fire at him.
Okay. Go ahead and make that attack roll. His AC is a 5.
All right, so plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 9, so 24.
That will hit. Roll damage.
8.
8. So that's going to do 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2, 4. So that fire hits him. He's been hit by this knife, shuriken, and the flame hits him. He is still up. Diane, what do you want to do?
I'll. How are there people in the way, or is everyone pretty much scattered at this point?
People are scattering. You have the sense as you look around that they can't see who you're firing at.
Interesting.
But they've heard gunshots from the alley. They've seen fire go flying out. This lamp has been knocked down, which probably has dimmed the area. There's an accident in the street. It's kind of chaos out here right now.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that our fixer is going to be able to fix whatever chaos we cause in here. And I'll try to get a clean line of shot, maybe jumping on top of a parked car if I need to, and see if I can shoot at Mr. Cowboy Hat.
Okay. His AC is a 5.
So 5 plus 3 plus 2. Get back up to the D20. And here it comes. Whoa, hello.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So remind me, Maria, that does max damage, right?
No, it's just auto hit.
It's just auto hit. Okay, thank you.
That looks awesome.
It does. Where do you shoot him?
Oh, right between the eyes if I can pull it off.
Okay. All right. So roll me a D8 plus your dexterity bonus.
There it is. I rolled a 9, so that's 2 damage.
2 damage. So that does hit. He staggers back. That looks like it went into the skull, and he is kind of shaking it off. He shakes, and the bullet comes flying out of his head, but he looks injured. You're right up on him, Roman. What do you want to do?
Well, I've got this street lamp. I think I want to whack him with it.
Okay. So kind of bring that back and down on him.
Yeah, well, more baseball.
Okay.
Like a swing across. Hail Mary, two-handed, so that I can do that Fists of Black Iron thingy.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm doing plus 11. Yes. So let's see if I can actually roll above a 10.
That hits him solid, Rich.
Yay.
What's the damage with the Fists of Black Iron?
So I do add my strength on top of the D12? Okay.
Yes.
And then the strength is a modifier plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, Fist of Black Iron is really good, and
Nice.
especially if you do have might, so which you do, so.
So you swing that batter, and it comes on him. He's the bullet getting lodged in his skull clearly distracted him, and you catch him right in the midsection, and he goes flying back against the nearby wall, and there's a you'll hear that impact as he slams against it. There's the concrete behind him, the brick cracks when he hits there, and he falls to the ground. And when he kind of crashes down to the ground and falls there, you see that sort of that the skull look and that sort of weird necromancy kind of thing he had going on, that fades away, and he looks like a guy who has guns and who is out dead.
Oh, Joy, we just murdered someone.
Animated corpse, don't worry. So he sets the street lamp down like on the sidewalk so that it doesn't roll into the street.
Okay.
Hey, you, looking at the gremlin that just witnessed this.
Yeah?
You know what the hell is going on here?
Say on and speak gremlin.
Someone have a fact
Are they
that they can
still
speak
around?
gremlin?
I might pretend to speak gremlin.
It seems to be kind of a gesture-based guttural language that kind of doesn't come through. He'll gesture for a bit, and it clearly they were told to come here, and they were told to do this thing. But that's about it that you'll get from him.
All right.
Right.
Don't do it again. And I let him go.
Okay.
Benjamin, were there more of them where you were?
Yeah.
There's about a dozen of them.
Yeah, but they're probably
I like
shooting themselves right now.
Or can't be that bad. I mean, it's goblins. They
Gremlins.
Gremlins. They can't aim properly, so they won't hurt each other. I would like to transform myself into a gremlin and go on the hunt with the others.
Okay, well, they have taken off because the group disrupted them and set them running.
Yeah.
Then I'm happy to be a policeman.
All right, I'll go up to the corpse of guns.
Well,
Apparently.
let me since we did a little scene with you, let me check in with Diane and Roman and see what they're doing, and then I'll come back to you. Okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
Sure. Roman, Diane, you want to do anything here?
Yeah, I want to search the sky for ID. I'm gonna try to give off the vibe that I'm a cop, like an undercover cop or something.
Okay.
And hopefully get out of here before real cops show up.
So you get to the body. There's no ID. You can kind of check. The guy has tattoos, some of them fresh, some of them older. But the other thing you will see is that as he's laying there, there's blood coming out of his mouth, and it's black, and it gives you a really bad vibe.
Like a shadow stuff kind of black?
It's definitely blood, but it's definitely, the blood is absolutely pitch black coming out of him.
Pitch black like old blood?
No, like darker than that. This is like clearly this. You have the sense this might actually be Titan blood.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Is there such a thing as scions of Titans?
No, they don't breed. So you're not sure what this is. It certainly wasn't a Titan.
Maybe I'll soak up some of that blood in a kerchief, and
okay.
I don't know if that's going to be sampleable or analyzable in any way, but we can let our fixer worry about that.
Okay.
And perhaps, is there anything else? Roman, can you think of anything else we should do right now? And we didn't say any ID, right?
No.
And it's definitely dead. Like he's not playing possum.
Yeah, you'll check him out. Yeah. It almost seems like what happened was when you hit him, like whatever magic was in him kind of finally burned him out. Like he couldn't sustain it anymore. And you kind of broke the spell, and that kind of broke his essence there.
Ah, gotcha. Can you track the magic? You know that he's got to have a connection to some of the Titans. That's Titan blood there.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to give that a whirl. I'm bound to have decent tracking skills.
Okay. You'll get the blood there. Let me check with Ben. Ben, what are you doing? You know, it was not too long till the police are going to be coming this way.
Nimbus down. Well, I'm assuming the Nimbus is down.
Yeah.
By now, and I do get the effort back from the scene.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just head to a casino now that I have a fake ID.
Okay. So you kind of break off to scatter things that direction.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mashimo?
Say it again.
What are you doing, Mashimo?
I'm out in the darkness and I can't stand this thick Titan black because it has nothing to do with darkness. So I use my abilities to search everything, and I mean not only the ground. I can vertically also run up in the darkness, like the lanterns and everything. And I have a look around. I want to see if there's any trace where this titanic entity might have come from. Checking out with my darkness senses.
So I will say, given what I know about the situation here, you can kind of check out the night. There's definitely a tangible feeling of death and darkness here, but it seems to have been brought here by this guy. It's a smart thing to do. It cuts off a trail, so you won't immediately sense anything on site.
Yeah, good that we have an expert on following trails with us.
This seems like a good place to break, okay, for tonight. You got a lead on at least one of Prometheus's plots, and you've already taken out one of his pseudo-scions there with a baseball bat of sorts, and we will take up with that next week. Is that cool with everybody?
That is cool with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to stop the broadcast.